In today's tutorial, we're learning how to make this really cool wall of images all the way from scratch in PowerPoint. It's a really impressive effect that you can use in your presentations or maybe on an event to put it on a large screen. It creates some dynamic touches to your presentations. It also loops, so that's pretty convenient, so you don't have to worry about it until you click to the next slide. So what I'll do in this tutorial is I'll break it down into two parts. First, we'll look at how we can create all the images and stack them on top of each other. And secondly, we'll look at the animation part and how we can loop it and set all the settings right. And we're starting from a blank slide. Now first, we set the layout to blank so we have nothing on the slide that can disturb us. What we'll do now is we'll drag in all of the images. And you'll see that these images, you can drag them in all at once. Now you see these images are all different sizes with those rectangle corners or these straight corners. So I like to have that rounded corner. But what you can do is you can just select one of the images. Let's put that to the side. And what I'm going to do here, so this one is a square one, the other ones are vertical, horizontal. It's a mix of everything, but we'll work with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to picture format, crop, and then crop the shape with a rounded rectangle. Now this is quite a larger rounding, and if I apply to all the images, it will also be that large. So I want to do it on one shape first, reduce the rounding, press Ctrl-Shift-C to copy the formatting, select all of the other images and press Ctrl-Shift-V. And this now applies that same rounding to all of the images. So that's what I want to create. Select the images and make it a lot smaller. Too small, but let's make it a bit smaller so we can start to arrange the images. Now I'm going to readjust them and sort of put them in a nice pattern. So let's try to work with that. And you can see that the images are a bit in different sizes and proportions. So if you want to adjust, you can select them all, go to picture format, and then set the width to, let's first check that we have locked the aspect ratio, set the width to 5. So this way all of the images are now in the same width. You can see with this one, it used to be a lot larger, they've made it smaller. So now that they're in the same width, I can start to play around and create that pattern. So I'm going to start stacking the images and leave around the same space for in between the pictures. So that's what we want. Let's also try to work with it so that the images don't, or the edges, they're nicely in a brick tile and they don't line up with each other too much. So you can always shift them around a little bit so we have that nice pattern that we create. So I'm going to repeat this for 4 lines in total. And once we have done that, we can move on to the next step. So I'll speed up this process a little bit. Hey, real quick, if you never want to make bad slides again in your life, I have a program available that teaches you all the fundamentals you need to know to become an expert slide designer. Now, the cool thing is you can use it on any type of slide. So pitch decks, even meetings, sales presentations, or conferences. You'll never make a bad slide again and you'll communicate with impact. So if you want to learn about that, check the link in the description below. Let's get back to the tutorial. Good. And once we have done that, we can select all of the images. And if we want to make sure that the spacing is the same, we can select the images, go to Arrange, Align, and Distribute vertically. This way the spacing between those is equal. So we can do that here as well. So I'll just make this one a little bit smaller because the gaps seem to be a bit larger here. So I'm going to select those images while holding Shift, Arrange, and then Distribute vertically as well. Repeat for the others, Align and Distribute vertically. That one seemed to be correct. And then once more, there we go. Now that we have this, we select them all and Ctrl-G to group them together. What we're going to do is we're going to increase it in size so that it nicely meets the border, but not exactly, but sort of meets the border. And now we're going to ungroup it again and just make sure that you align everything nicely. So once we have that, we're going to drag it to the bottom so that we have this somewhere here so that everything is in the top. So the smallest one still fits on the top of the slide. Now I'm going to group those parts together. So group the left part, group all the vertical parts, so 1, 2, and 3, so that we have 3 groups to work with. So now that we have made the basic version of the slide, we're going to animate the grouped items. So we've grouped them so we can animate them individually, or at least in a group part, and they don't all move at the same pace. So we create that dynamic flow on the slide. Now the easiest way to do this is if you match them all with the border. That will be the easiest. So we do it like this. That way we have the starting position in place and we only have to worry about the end position. Select the grouped items, go to Path Animations and select Lines. And this way you see it now shifts downward. We want it to shift upward. So we see the animation has now created 2 points, the green and the red. Green is the starting position, red is the end position. The green was set, which is correct, but the red, we want to move it and we see the transparent view here. We want to release it at the end. So right around there. That's where we want to release or stop the animation for that part. We select the second one and we do the same. So line animation, let it roll. And then once the dots appear, you can just adjust it and then move it to the bottom of the slide. You can see I left that little gap so we can easily tell also where the bottom of the slide is. So that's quite convenient. Then do the same for the other ones and push that upwards until we meet that bottom of the slide or about the bottom of the slide. Lines. And then the fourth time, just the same right here. Now on the right side, we can see that the animations have been put on a click. So all of those, we can have it start with previous. Now the timings, let's set those, not the delay, but the timing itself, the duration. We can set it to 5 seconds, but that will go quite fast. If it shifts entirely in 5 seconds, that's too much. So I'm going to put it on 40 seconds. And then maybe some of the other ones, so let's put them at a little bit of a different pace. So like 35 seconds for another one. Let's do 38. And then the bottom one, that can be 40 as well. They're all different lengths, so that won't be visible too much. Now it's important before we move on with the animations that we check them all and we uncheck the smooth end and start. We also want to repeat it. So we want to have it on repeat until the end of the slide. And that way, if we auto reverse until the end of the slide, it will start shifting and going back and forth until we click again. Let's preview this already. And here you can see that the slide automatically starts playing and the images start shifting at different paces, which is quite a cool effect. It goes to the bottom, and as soon as it hits the bottom, it will go back and it will go upwards. So it's kind of a nice picture wall that you can create in PowerPoint. It's a pretty cool effect that you can put on a loop on a large screen in an event or some nice occasion. Thanks for watching, I hope you learned something, and if you really want to master slide design and never make a bad slide again, check the link in the description below for my program that teaches you all the fundamentals you need to know to become an expert designer. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.